name is Muhammad Rafiq Sandi, and today I'll be presenting my classroom management project. Next one is presentation overview. This presentation has two main parts. Part 1 covers three theory topics: teaching tolerance, managing emotions, and disruptive behavior. Part 2 applies these theories to three real classroom cases: Alex, Mr. Smith class, and Jack. Next one is teaching tolerance. Why it matters? Let's start with tolerance. Tolerance in education means respecting and accepting differences in culture, background, and perspective. It's important because it builds an inclusive classroom where every student feels valued. It reduces conflict between students, and it supports students' social growth and academic success. Next one is strategies to teach tolerance. There are three key strategies teachers can use. First, modeling respectful behavior, teaching show empathy and active listening themselves. Second, incorporating multicultural education so students learn the appropriate differences. Next one is summary, teaching tolerance. To sum up, tolerance is the foundation of a positive classroom. When teachers model and teach it consistently, students understand and accept each other better, which reduces conflict and builds cooperation. Next one is helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggressions. Next, let's talk about emotions. Anger and aggressions in the classroom usually come from unmet needs, frustration with schoolwork, peer conflict, or students simply not having the words to express how they feel. Next one is technique for managing student emotion practically. Teachers can use three techniques. First, relaxation and mindfulness exercises like deep breathing. Second, emotion coaching, helping students name their feelings and respond constructively. Next one is summary, managing emotions. In short, when students learn to manage their emotions, the whole classroom becomes safer and more productive, and students feel understood and supported. Next is understanding and disruptive behavior. Now, disruptive behavior, this includes taking out of turns, baying off tests, deviance, and cycles disruptions. It reduces instructional time and lowers classroom morale. Next one is types and causes of disruptive behavior. Disruptive behavior can be verbal cycles and deviance towards teachers and peers. It's usually caused by unmet needs, attention seeking, frustration, or the environment around the students. Next one is strategies to manage disruptive behavior. These strategies help here. First, set clear expectation and consistent consequence. Second, use positive reinforcements and behavior contacts. Third, use active supervision and engaging lessons so there is less room for disruption in the first place. Part 2 is problem solving. Now let's move to part 2 where I apply these theories to three real classroom cases. Case 1 is Ms. Johnson and Alex. Alex is a grade 5 student who is frequently aggressive, verbally, and psychically towards his classmates. Mr. Johnson has tried several strategies but none have worked long term. This shows how hard it can be to manage persistent aggression without a more structured, individualized plan. Next one is technique to manage Alex aggressions. For Alex, I recommend three things: a structured behavior interventions plan with clear rules and consequences, social emotional learning activities to build his empathy and self-regulations, and peer meditations or body system to reduce conflict triggers. Next one is Mr. Smith and Officer's behavior. Mr. Smith teaches grade 7 math, and his students are often test daydreaming, chatting, or using phones. This disrupts listen and has lower to the class overall performance. Next one is strategies to improve on test behavior. I suggest 3 solutions using interactive teaching methods like group work and multimedia to boost engagement, setting a clear point use policy with consistent consequences, and using proximity control, sitting easily distracted students closer to the teachers. Next one is Mr. Brown and Jack. Jack is a grade 8 student who constantly texts are often and disruptive his peers. Verbal warning and shift changes haven't worked. The challenge is finding a lasting solution beyond basic corrective measures. Next one is strategies to manage Jack's disruptive behavior for Jack. I recommended a positive behavior support plan with personal goals and rewards. Regular private checks to build accountability and collaboration with his parents and school counselors for consistent supports. Next is conclusions and summary. To conclude, teaching tolerance, managing emotion, and addressing disruptive behavior are all essential part of good classroom management. Applying theory consistently really does improve classroom climate and student outcomes.